ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We are now part of the few elite people who think spending their rent money is a great idea for a racing simulator fake driving setup. So yeah, I think we deserve a round of applause for that one. Come on, guys, give it up for us. But anyways, yep. Me and Liam bought a racing simulator cockpit, and what I mean by being Liam, I mean Liam bought it because, yeah, I'm not spending money on a racing simulator cockpit. But he wanted to because he thinks it would make the experience better. So, in this video, we're going to be answering the question, is it actually worth it to buy a racing simulator cockpit? Or is it just a $1,000 luxury seat that you get that sits in the corner of your room? So, let's go ahead and let's figure this out. Okay, so anyone who's new, a racing simulator cockpit is basically just a gaming throne that people could have say, I could have gone pro, you know, I could have been there, so I should have bought in it. You know, they really couldn't. They just think that they're good, so they wanted to spoil themselves with a little tiny expensive gift. But anyways, past them, it's basically a fancy frame that holds your wheel, your pedals, and a bunch of broken dreams of being an F1 racing driver. So after seeing that F1 movie, it made me honestly really sad. So yeah, anyways, but going on to it, they range from anywhere from $200 from a budget rig all the way up to a super expensive. I just could have bought in a Honda Civic instead. Yeah, 10 grand, 12 grand, 15 grand. They get dumb expensive. Nobody knows why, and nobody knows why people still buy these things. So let's figure this out together. All right, let's talk about the pros first for a second. Number one, stability. No more chasing your pedals across the floor like they're running from you, okay? Everyone knows they hate that. It's annoying, and for some reason, whenever you're about to slam into a tree and you slam on your brake instead, and their pedals just go flying across the room like you threw a football as hard as you could at the other wall, and they put a hole in your wall. No more of that, because they bolt down. That's a good thing. Number two, immersion. You know, whenever you sit in a proper cockpit, you suddenly don't feel like you're playing the game anymore as much as you feel like you are a actual racer, like you're a champion, like you can win any race, be any person, including that F1 driver, like my dreams that, you know, got shattered. But anyways, or like some people, you're probably, you know, a grown adult in your parents' basement at 2 a.m. Making some engine noises, and your whole family is questioning your life decision. But if that's you, I'm sorry. Anyways, but that's immersion. Number three would be comfort, okay? Once you've sat in a real racing seat, you will actually, I'll never go back because this thing feels so good, and it's so comfy. But yeah, it's just so comfy, and your spine suddenly realizes it has been betrayed by you by every dining room chair that you have ever known. So yeah, once you sit in one of these things, you're not going back. 4, upgrades. Cockpits are like Legos for adults. You start off with the wheel stand, then you suddenly start adding a shifter and a handbrake and motion platforms and triple monitor setups that makes NASA jealous. You think so, it doesn't. But yeah, you just keep adding more things, and it just gets more and more fun, but it also gets more and more expensive, which means we're going on to the cons list. Okay, guys, so let's talk about the cons. The price. Even a decent cockpit costs more than your first car. Okay, that's really dumb, but it's true. It costs more than your first car. And by the time you add the wheel, the pedals, you know, the monitor stands, you're one Amazon order away from bankruptcy. And that's not even a joke. These things cost more than your house rent, your first car. And we're just getting to the bottom of this. We're just the first thing of the cons list. This is already like a lot. So, yeah. That's number one. Number two is the space. These things are huge, okay? And you don't own a cockpit. The cockpit basically moves in with you, okay? This thing is massive. It's like a whole nother roommate for you. And forget fitting in your room. It is literally your room now. So this thing will take up every little last piece of space that you already have in your room, most likely. And number three is the setup. Building one of these things is like assembling IKEA furniture while being yelled at. No joke. No joke. Assembling one of these things is impossible. It is so difficult and is so tedious and just makes you want to lose your crap and crash out. And I'm thinking about crashing out right now, even just thinking about it. So let's move on to number 4, which is the relationship test. If your significant other walks in and sees this metal cage in the living room, you better have a good explanation, okay? You better have a good explanation and tell her it's not a midlife crisis. You are just trying to have some fun, okay? And you just decided to buy something, and then also don't tell her the price, okay? She'll probably flip out. But now let's go on to who should buy one. Alright, so the next one is who should buy one of these, okay? And this is gonna find out if you should buy one or if you shouldn't, you know? So, let's start off with 1, okay? If you play the racing game once a week for fun, probably not for you, okay? You'll spend more time dusting it than you will driving it. That's just a fact, okay? But if you're the kind of person who likes saying these things like, I need to feel the road, and my force feedback doesn't feel realistic enough, and oh, I just spent 3 hours adjusting my pedal travel, whatever that means, okay, then that's probably for you, okay? You probably need a racing cockpit as your next step. Alright, so now segment number 5, our cockpit options, and we're gonna go ahead and start off with the budget-friendly option, my favorite, and this is just gonna be your typical playseat challenge seat, you know? It folds up, it's comfy enough, it won't destroy your bank account, and it hits all those spots that you need, but it's not going to be that top tier like most people, you know, imagine their dream setup being like. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be a seat that is in the shape of a cockpit, so it's not gonna be anything fancy. All right, now we're in the mid-range, you know, we're getting here like the GT Omega art type or like the next level racing stuff, but what we're doing now is we're just getting a solid, adjustable, and ideal for what you want to feel like you're in an actual car, but without having to explain to your accountant why. So that's kind of nice that, you know, you're getting there. These are still probably not cheap. These are still like $1,000, $2,000, you know, cockpits. You know, these are not cheap. Like budget friendly are still $200 to about $800. So that is crazy that the budget friendly is still $1,000. So, and then of course you have like your high end, like you have the SimLab P1X or Track Racer TR160. That is way too long of a name, okay? Like, why do we need that long of a name? That's just how you know it's fancy, alright? But then these rigs are strong. You could probably use them to build a small bridge, alright? I'm not even kidding. You could put a bridge over a stream with these things, okay? And at the point you're not playing a game, you're running a small motorsport facility, probably. You love this game so much, you basically live in it. You don't take showers, you don't touch grass, and you don't do nothing with your life besides having your hands on the wheel with your gloves on and your fancy little helmet, because I know how you do, and your fake little seatbelt. So that's probably who you are if you buy this high-end one. Alright, so now, no more kidding around. Let's get to the point, alright? Are racing cockpits worth it for you, for me, for anyone? You know, if you are someone who's trying to get serious at the game, take it serious, you want to expand to something more, you know, and they do make a huge difference. They make more realism, more comfort, and more bragging rights for you, you know, and they are just, yeah, your next step up. So yeah, they could totally be worth it if you're one of those people. But if you're casually driving Forza once a month, maybe stick with the controller and your dignity, okay? But for me, you know, and for Liam, for me, I don't really see a humongous difference besides you do feel like you're in a car. Besides that, it's not changing anything else. So, but for Liam, it was totally worth it, and he is perfectly fine with 20 cents in his bank account. Hopefully he doesn't watch this end of this video. But anyways, yeah, it's a great investment if you are a person who loves this. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, or downshift into our comments and type what you want to see next for our videos. But anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.